Consider the curve given by the equation function equals to 2 minus x squared. Sketch the region bounded by the curve for this function, and then for this gx, which is x squared, and the line of x equals to 0 and x equals to 2, hence find the area of the region. So we're going to sketch the graph. So for this quadratic graph, it will be in the shape of curving down because it's having a negative coefficient. So meanwhile, it having a y-intercept which is value of 2. And then for this gx x squared, it will be a curve up quadratic. So intersection here will be at 0. For the first fx, quadratic, curving down, intercept at 2. So remember to label your axis and your curve. Find out the roots here. So the roots here, it will be let y equals to 0. Negative square root 2 and square root 2. So another one, gx is a quadratic. So curving up, intercept at 0. Then we have to draw the line x equals to 0. So line x equals to 0 is equivalent to our x-axis, equivalent to our y-axis. And then x equals to 2. So x equals to 2 will be a line after this square root of 2, because this square root of 2 just 1.4 something. So y equals to 2, it will be at this side. So this curve have to curve down. Then the region bounded by fx and gx. So fx, gx. So this region bounded, and then x equals to 0. So here start with x equals to 0. So we can see this area. Actually, we can see it vertically. Means we can find this area by using dx. So vertically, you can see graph to graph until x equals to 2. Then for question A, in order to find the area, so the area, we need to find out what is our intersection here first, because you can see the graph change, where the graph above it is a g, here is fx, here is gx, but after this intersection point, the graph above it, this is gx, beneath it is fx. So I have to find out what is your intersection point. When fx equals to gx, so x can be positive 1, negative 1. So this is at first quadrant, means this intersection point is positive 1. So therefore our area will start from 0 up to 1, where the graph above it, this is our fx, so it will be 2 minus x squared, then minus the graph below it. The below it is gx, which is x squared. Then plus, continue another region that we can find here is after 1. So 1 up to 2, the line equals to 2. The graph above it at the top here, at the above here is our gx, which is x squared, minus the graph below here, the region below here, it will be our 2 minus x squared dx. So simplify this formula, we are integrate 2 minus 2x squared. So this one 2x squared minus 2. Then we're going to start to do our integration. Then integrate 2, we get 2x. Integrate this, power plus 1 over new power. So power plus 1 over new power, integrate 2, we get 2x. Then we substitute upper limit minus lower limit. Minus 0, then for here, minus so this will give us 4 units square. So look at this, how we going to score it. So actually in our drawing, so always in our drawing of the graph, so 1 marks will go for your shape, and then 1 marks will go for your region that you want to find, and then 1 mark will go for your label everything, which is your curve, your x-axis and y-axis, your origin and intercept, so on. Then for finding the area, so our first step we are going to stick up the formula clearly. So the whole formula here, it will be our basics. Then simplify it, starting to integrate, and then show out our upper limit minus lower limit to get this figure. Then we go for question B. They say find the volume of the solid generated when the region bounded for the curve. So for the curve fx only. So you can notice that's for the curve fx only. So no longer for this region. So only focus for fx and the line x equals to 1 and line x equals to 2. So for this situation means our region is different from before, where our fx is like this, when x equals to 1 and x equals to 2 here. So this is the region that you want to rotate about x-axis to find out our volume. So to find out the volume, the formula will be pi integrate from 1 until 2 for this function square. So for this equation, function square respect to x. So we simplify our function first. We square it, expand it out. Then we can start integrate. Integrate constant, we get x. So this one power plus 1 over new power. Then we perform the working of upper limit minus lower limit. then you can press your calculator to evaluate this integration. So for volume, you need cube. So in order to get these 5 marks, firstly, the equation of volume must be stated correctly. Then we perform how we simplify, and then we integrate. So show up upper limit minus lower limit for our final answer here.